Greyhound View this week, we take a look back at the semi-finals of the John J.Casey 575 from Shelbourne Park, the Stanley Racing Open 525 from Galway, plus the Shelbourne Stud 2-year-old stake from Limerick. We also bring you all the action from the President's Award Benefit Night. But first, it's news from Harold's Cross. The launch of the forthcoming Vodafone Cuchulainn 750 took place at Harold's Cross last Tuesday evening. The event will be jointly sponsored by both Vodafone and the Harold's Cross bookmakers. It offers a total prize fund in excess of €80,000.
This is probably the most exciting thing that's happened in greyhound racing for prize money in the time I've been here, because we all know that the public love long distance races, yet the owners are very reluctant to put it over long distance, except your man here. And now there's a $50,000 first prize for 750 culminating on the 11th of July in Harold's Cross. And we hope to see runners from all over Ireland, and if you get Guinness 600 winners, for example, or winners from the UK, for 50,000 they have to go for it. And in future years I would see people coming from America even to play in this race, because that's how big it'll going to be, you know.
But coming to the line, Top of the Best takes it up. Top of the Best from Moving Customer in second and Group Venture in third.
As you said, Paul Hennessy certainly not afraid to run his dogs over sixpence. I'm sure you'll be throwing plenty at it.
Anything we have, Ian, anything that can even get 525 at a reasonable rate. I mean, £50,000 prizes, it's just another, pat on the back for the Irish Greyhound Board. The work they've done for the greyhound industry in the last 5 years. It opens up an awful lot of ways for younger people to get involved in dogs and maybe have a go at making a living in it.
The prize money also attracting overseas visitors, the likes of the English, I'm sure, will travel in droves for this one.
I'll bring them on, we're not a bit worried about them. We went over to Hove last year and we put some fancy English dogs in their place, and if they want to come to Harold's Cross, I'm sure we'll accommodate them. But we'll also accommodate them on the track as well. We look forward to the challenge.
Paschal mentioned there is a chance that American dogs may come over in the future. In fact, the last couple of days, Donny Ryan over in Kansas has stated an interest in bringing a couple of dogs over.
Yeah, Donny's a good friend of ours. He calls to us every time he comes over for the Derby, and it would be nice fun to have him over. And we'll give him a nice welcome, as I say, off the track, but on the track they'll have to stand and fight their own battles. And it certainly would be great publicity for Irish racing if the American dogs started to come over here.
And the bookmakers, believe it or not, prefer Harold's Cross to Shelbourne. They say they can win more money here, so they're delighted to be having sponsorship of this race. And fair play to them. I have to thank the bookmakers, because they're putting their hands in their pockets and putting big money into this, so it's great.
We're here at Shelbourne Park this evening for what has to be one of the most supported benefit nights I've seen in a very, very long time. Of course, it's the President of Ireland AGASSI benefit meeting, and joining me now is Paddy Ryan, General Manager of Shelbourne Park and one of the coordinators of the fund. Paddy, first of all, this is a benefit night with a difference, isn't it?
It's completely different. It's for the President of Ireland's Awards AGASSI Fund. It is to help young people between the ages of 15 and 25. It gives them chores to do, like either visiting hospitals, visiting old people, doing good works. And they get an award for this. They can get a silver, gold or bronze medal for doing it. And the President fully supports this fund.
So, Paddy, how does the nomination scheme actually work?
What we looked for was a number of people to donate €1,000 each. We thought first we might get 60 or 70 of them. We've ended up with 106. We've ended up with 24 sponsors at €3,000 each, giving us a total fund, including dinners here tonight, of over €200,000, of which a cheque will be presented to President McClean next week.
So time now to go to the first race of the evening, and it was a hurdle race, the President's Awards Fund 525, with the very popular Bookie Burglar in Trap 4.
The runners for this hurdle event: in 1 Maureen's Fancy, 2 Top Lark, in 3 Windell Prince, 4 the favourite Bookie Burglar, 5 Dot Tom and 6 Fleeting Fancy. They have 4 hurdles in front of them. The hare coming up behind the boxes, and they're away. And first to show us trap number 2, Top Lark leads in the corner from number 4, Bookie Burglar. Back in third we have number 6, Fleeting Fancy. Bookie Burglar followed at that first bend, but it's number 2, Top Lark, leads on the second bend from number 1, Maureen's Fancy in third. Number 6, Fleeting Fancy down the far side. Top Lark jumps in front. He's well clear of number 1, Maureen's Fancy. Then comes number 6, 4. That's Fleeting Fancy, but out front still number 2, Top Lark. A favourite's going to be beaten in the first here. Bookie Burglar had fallen at the first, but number 2, Top Lark, leads around the final corner up to the final hurdle. He jumps in well. He wins it in style. Number 2, Top Lark. Second, number 1, Maureen's Fancy. And third, number 6, Fleeting Fancy. The winning time, 29:38.
On last week's programme, we spoke to Ethel Warren, who's a future recipient of the Gaisca Award. She's going to receive her prize in February, and she's here tonight at the Dogs. Edna, I believe it's not the first time you've been at the Greyhound.
No, I've been here before twice, but actually tonight's the first time I've actually won any money, so I'm delighted with myself. It's a really good night so far.
Fantastic atmosphere as well.
Yes, it's very good, and it's great for the President's Award too. There's so many people have turned up for the night as well, so we're delighted with it.
And now back to the action on the track for the President's Awards Fund 350.
The runners, 1 Droopy's Shoes, in 2 the hot favourite DALCASH Black, 3 Mr. Dawn, 4 Lovely Dog, 5 Mustang Fastback, 6 Indian Ruler, and away they go. And DALCASH Black now leads into the corner with number 1 is inside Droopy's Shoes. On the wide outside we have number 6 Indian Ruler into the corner. It's number 2 DALCASH Black that leads, Droopy's Shoes in chase. Then comes number 6 Indian Ruler around the second bend, and DALCASH Black is clear of number 6 Indian Ruler. Number 1 on the far side Droopy's Shoes, but number 2 DALCASH Black, this top class sprinter, lands the spoils. Second number 6 Indian Ruler runs a cracking race. Third number 5 Mustang Fastback, the winning time a very fast 18:65.
Ned Sullivan joins me now, chairman of the President's Award. Ned, you must be delighted with the turnout tonight. There's been such support.
We're absolutely delighted, Tracy. You can see and hear the buzz around the place. We've had a tremendous turnout. It's all, as you know, in a very good cause because we're raising funds for the President's Award. We will raise significant money tonight, and that will go, of course, towards developing the award in Northern Ireland. It's an enjoyable night. It's a win-win. It's a win for the people who come here because of the fantastic racing, and there's a great quality field. It's a win for us because we gain cash, and it's a win for the young people of Ireland because we can deploy the cash, hopefully, very usefully.
We rejoin Ian now for the lineup of the President's Awards Fund, Open 525.
This is the feature race of the evening. The runners, 1 Dunlow Prince, in 2 Rhine Cruise Silver, 3 Magdalen Gold, in 4 Weatherman, 5 He's the Biz, and 6 the hot favourite Droopy's AGASSI. The hair up behind traps, away they go. Droopy's AGASSI off to a flyer, as is number 4 Weatherman. Into the corner, it's Weatherman and Droopy's AGASSI. Number 3 Magdalen Gold also there, but around the corner, number 6 now Droopy's AGASSI sweeps to the front. He goes 2.5 lengths clear of number 4 Weatherman. Back in third, number 2, that's Rhine Cruise Silver, but down the far side it's number 6 Droopy's AGASSI, leads by 3.5 lengths to number 4 Weatherman. A gap in third to number 2 Rhine Cruise Silver, but around the final corner it's number 6 Droopy's AGASSI. This class act leads well into the home straight. Second, number 4 Weatherman. Back in third, number 2 Rhine Cruise Silver, but number 6 Droopy's AGASSI, a highly impressive winner. Second, number 4 Weatherman. Third, number 2 Rhine Cruise Silver, the winning time 28:69.
Owen, Droopy's AGASSI's 21st winner. He's certainly on the comeback trail.
Well, it was a great run for him. His first race back since September. The dog was retired, went to England, and he didn't. There wasn't a lot of interest in the dog over there. Of course, they hadn't seen his best running, so he decided to bring him back, give him a few gallops, a few trials. He's going better than ever. So I said have another crack with him, and he looks as good, if not better than ever. He's sort of semi-at-stud, semi-racing at the moment, so he's mixing it a bit at the moment, having a good time.
The perfect life.
Exactly.
What's the plan now, Owen?
He may go for the Guinness Trophy in Cork, which starts next week, so we'll take it it's one race at a time really with him now.
There was an auction in aid of the President's Award Fund on the evening. The first lot in offer was a stud service to Bypass Byway, the 2002 Derby winner, and it reached a whopping €2,000. The second lot on offer was 2 puppies by Top Savings out of Ballywooster Pip. And finally, the main attraction of the auction was lot 3, a pup by Droopy's Cool out of Droopy's Roberta. This one, a half-brother or sister to Droopy's AGASSI and Droopy's Hewitt, will be reared until 12 months old, and believe it or not, it reached a whopping €6,000.
Well, Paschal, undoubtedly an absolute success tonight. It's been phenomenal. You must be delighted. But how much money do you think's been raised?
I'd say, Tracy, we made over 200,000, like 210,000 for the charity, which is great from the people of the Greyhound industry.
Well, you've just been awarded with a small memento yourself for all the work you put into this. Tell me how you came up with the idea to get involved. What made you decide to?
That award was from the committee, from Tony Donnelly, Paddy Ryan, and a vast number of committee members who did all the work. I just put the idea together. As you know, the President honoured us by our presence at the Derby final this year. It was fantastic you were here, and we just wanted to pay something back to the President and to the people of Ireland. Greyhound racing is an all-Ireland sport. This is what they want to do with the Gaisca Awards, where they want everybody, north, south, east and west, to participate and to get together and to become friends and to strive to do their best.
There were 3 heats in the semi-finals of the Shelbourne Stud 2-year-old stake last Saturday night at Limerick. The first and second of each heat qualify for the final next Saturday, the 31st. Mal Keaveney was there.
Dogs are in traps now for the first of the semi-finals. Orlando Princess 1, 2 West Park Tara, in 3 Tierra Cleat Tom, 4 Vacant, in 5 Cheers Big Ears, and 6 Kef Cardini. Plenty of late support about number 6 Kef Cardini for Daniel O'Keefe. Owner and trainer, and away he comes very, very strongly on the outside. So too Cheers Big Ears as the race towards the bend. It's Kef Cardini that has the lead by a couple of lengths. Battle is on now for the second qualifying spot. Orlando Princess is there, but slows up considerably, and it's Cheers Big Ears now that scoots through into second. But we have a clear leader, that's Kef Cardini at the third bend, and it's a very significant lead of maybe a half a dozen lengths or so from Cheers Big Ears. They hit the final bend, and it's Kef Cardini now that's flying up towards the line. The battle on behind for second. Kef Cardini is there. Cheers Big Ears takes second. Confirmation of the result of the opening semi-final. It's a win for Kef Cardini, followed home by Cheers Big Ears, and taking third Tierra Cleat Tom, the time 28.83. We're ready for the seconds of the semi-finals. In 1 Tinsley Champ, 2 Rampant Drive, Stone Rebel is in 3, 4 is an absentee, in 5 Deerfield Mover, and with the stripes, box 6 Sam's Dilemma. Well, what a heat and prospect here. 3 first round winners, 2 Rampant Drive, 3 Stone Rebel, Deerfield Mover, a fast mover in box 5. They're away and out strongly in the centre. It's Stone Rebel now. On the inside, it's Rampant Drive, our likely favourite at the off. That goes on from 1 that is Tinsley Champ. In front, it's Rampant Drive. Would be a popular winner here tonight. Tinsley Champ moves into second. The battle is on for third. Deerfield Mover beginning to make ground. Rampant Drive is clear from Tinsley Champ, between Tinsley Champ now and Deerfield Mover in second spot, but it's Rampant Drive that has the lead and racing towards the finish. It's going to be victory for Rampant Drive, and Tinsley Champ holds on to be in second. Improving considerably on his first round victory, Rampant Drive takes the win here in a splendid time of 28.61. Tinsley Champ second and Deerfield Mover third. Dogs are loaded for the last of the semi-finals. Barntig Sally in 1, 2 Send It Peace, Killock Glen 3, 4 is Vacant, 5 Slick Marie, and 6 Blue Extreme. Graham Calvert's Blue Extreme, odds-on favourite. Won impressively last weekend in 28.65. Here comes towards straps. Blue Extreme moves in towards the centre. It's Slick Marie that's outside him and takes the lead, and our favourite has it all to do here to qualify. Trouble in behind. Slick Marie is out front. Send It Peace moves into second. Barntig Sally is in third, and now Blue Extreme begins to make some progress. Just 2 to qualify. In this, the last of the semi-finals, as they hit the final bend, it's Slick Marie that's going to win quite comfortably here. Slick Marie is going to win hands down at the line, and it's Send It Peace that takes second. The failure of Blue Extreme to qualify, the main talking point after the third and final semi-final. It's a win for Slick Marie, Send It Peace second, and Barntig Sally third, the time 28.78. Brian King of the sponsors Shelbourne Stud Nina made the draw for next Saturday night's €10,000 final. It is in 1 Send It Peace, 2 Cheers Big Ears, Kef Cardini in 3, Tinsley Champ 4, 5 Slick Marie, and 6 Rampant Drive.
The semi-finals of the Stanley Bet Tax 3525 drew a large crowd to Galway Stadium last Saturday night. TYRUR MARITA had it all to do in the first semi-final, but Phoenix Ice in the second heat didn't disappoint. Commentator George McDonough takes us through the lineup.
The parade for the first semi-final. In trap 1 is Mrs Mary Kenny's Group Cheers, impressive winner last week, having ran fourth in its opening round heat. In 2, one of the outsiders, Plasticine Fly, representing Darrell Hopper. Plasticine Fly was behind Cold Calling in the quarter-final. The first of the 2 Noel Mullins representatives is Best Dancer in trap 3, owned by Brian Hickey, also behind Cold Calling in the quarter-final. In trap 4 is Cold Calling, trained by Johnny Donoghue for John Duggan and Patrick Jones, a very impressive winner last week in a time of 29.04. In trap 5, the Paul Hennessy trained, PJ Fahy owned, TYRUR MARITA, the track record holder at 28.51, set figures of 28.95 in winning its semi-final coming from behind. And in trap 6 is Noel Mullins' second representative, the wide-seated Large Lads Syndicate owned Fat Bow Wow, behind Phoenix Ice in the quarter-final. They're all in traps. His favourite is in trap 1, the track record holder TYRUR MARITA in box 5. and away they go, and very well away in trap 3 is Best Dancer, running a bit wide, and on the inside trap 1 Group Cheers gets a dream run round the first bend, trouble in behind, and just avoiding the trouble is TYRUR MARITA, but down the far side out of the second bend in front is Mary Kenny's Group Cheers in the red jacket. In second place trap 2, and that is Plasticine Fly. In third is TYRUR MARITA, and in fourth place is the 6 Pat Bow Wow off the third bend in front. Group Cheers attempting to make every inch of the running virtually. In second is Plasticine Fly, the track record holders. In third, TYRUR MARITA off the home turn and up towards the line. Group Cheers going to make virtually all the running. In second place is Plasticine Fly, and third qualifier is TYRUR MARITA. The result: first trap 1 Group Cheers, in second place trap 2 Plasticine Fly, and in third trap 5 TYRUR MARITA. Time 28:66.
And what better place to celebrate than at the Dogs?
The lineup for the second semi-final. In trap 1 is 10 men. One of 2 Paul Hennessy trained representatives in the semi-final. 10 men was behind the brilliant TYRUR MARITA in the quarter-final. In trap 2 is Phoenix Ice. Has been running the Galway track in tremendous style, unbeaten throughout the competition, winning in 29:06 in the quarter-final. In trap 3 is the Ray McCarrick trained Lady Temple, who finished third, beaten 7 lengths behind Group Cheers in the quarter-final. In trap 4 is the Ger Quigley trained, Charles Grant owned TAMNA ROLO, also behind TYRUR MARITA in that quarter-final. In trap 5 is the Roy Foster trained TAMNA COLM, owned in partnership by Mr. Charles Grant and Seamus Fagan, was 2.5 lengths behind Phoenix Ice in the quarter-final. And in trap 6, the sole wide-seated runner, the Mullingar Mojo Syndicate owned Billabong, trained for them by Eddie Dunn, was also behind Group Cheers in the quarter-final. The 2 Hennessy representatives in 1 and 2. Away they go, and well away is trap 3 Lady Temple. On the inside is trap 2 Phoenix Eyes. Left in traps with 10 men around the first bend. Phoenix Eyes gets a dream wrapping up the inside of Lady Temple and down towards the second bend, and out of the second bend down the back straight. In front is Phoenix Eyes. In second place is trap 3 Lady Temple. In third is the 4 TAMNA ROLO, and then is the wide running Billabong as they go around the third bend. Phoenix Eyes, unbeaten in the competition so far, is 2 lengths to the good over Lady Temple. In third is trap 4 TAMNA ROLO. They're off the home turn and up to the judge, and racing clear it is Phoenix Eyes, unbeaten in the competition so far, and wins him in second place trap 3 Lady Temple, with in third qualifying his TAMNA ROLO for next Saturday's final. Result of the second semi-final: first trap 2 Phoenix Ice, second trap 3 Lady Temple, and third trap 4 TAMNA ROLO. Time 28:61.
It should be an interesting final next Saturday night here at the Galway track. We've had some great racing all night, and after the trap draw, which we've just seen, we're betting from trap 1 Plasticine Fly at 7-1. In trap 2, Group Cheers, the 6-4 favourite. From trap 3, TAMNA ROLO, and that's 14-1. Trap 4, TYRUR MARITA, the track record holder, at 3-1. From trap 5, Lady Temple is 10-1. And from trap 6, the unbeaten at the stakes so far is Phoenix Ice at 5-2.
A great night was had by all at the British Greyhound Awards in the Hilton Birmingham Metropole last Sunday evening. The 3 nominees for the best British-trained greyhound to run in Ireland, awarded by the IGB, were Erica's Equity, 1 Yard and La Fontaine. The award went to 1 Yard, owned and trained by Andy Johnson.
Well, it was quite opportune because the Irish Oaks came up within 6 weeks of us buying the bitch, so we took her over to see if she could compete against the good bitches, which fortunately she was able to.
Any more plans to go to Ireland either with the bitch again or other dogs?
Yeah, we'll be going with the bitch for the Irish Oaks again this year, provided that she keeps her fitness and remains sound. So hopefully this time we'll make it a little bit closer to the winning line.
Where we see 1 Yard next?
Scottish Derby up at Shawfield. She'll be there in, I think it's the end of March, the first round.
Obviously you think the track and trip will suit her?
Well, we're hoping so. She seems to get a good 480, so we think Shawfield should suit her. I like racing in Ireland because of the hospitality which they show us. The prize money which is on offer is phenomenal, and we have a jolly good weekend whilst we're there.
There was great racing at Shelbourne Park last Saturday night, with the main focus on the semi-finals of the John J.Casey 575, carrying a total prize fund of €17,000. Michael Fortune takes up the commentary.
The first semi-final of the Casey 575. In 1 Satanta, 2 Reigning Champ, 3 Pie in the Sky, 4 Chestnut Jet, trap 5 is vacant and 6 Mr. Mercedes. The hare coming up behind the traps. The favourites going from trap 4, Chestnut Jet. Away to go. He's away quite well. 3 is out fast. Pie in the sky. Leading up at 2. Reigning Champ going up the inside. Mr. Mercedes is flying up on the outside into the corner. And number 2 leads. That's Reigning Champ. Goes clear into the far side. And here comes Chestnut Jet after him. The favourite takes off down the far side. It's Chestnut Jet. Storms to the front. From 2, Reigning Champ in second. 6, Mr. Mercedes is third. It looks as these 3 are going to make it through. Chestnut Jet out clear on the final bend from number 2, Reigning Champ. 6, Mr. Mercedes is next, but it's Chestnut Jet all the way. This is an impressive run from Chestnut Jet. He wins it from 6 in second, Mr. Mercedes. 2, Reigning Champ is third, and 1, Satanta came in fourth. The time, yes, a very good run, 31:39. The result of the first semi-final, an impressive victory for number 4, Chestnut Jet, won by Tony Bennett. Second, number 6, Mr. Mercedes, and third, number 2, Reigning Champ. The time, 31:39.
Well, we're here with Don McClean and Tom Sloans. You're after getting Mr. Mercedes into the final. Must be really enjoying yourself here.
Yeah, it's great, Ian. I mean, he ran a blinder there tonight. He came out. He's just a very honest-to-God, gutsy dog, and he got to the bend kind of up on the outside. We were afraid that at the bend, because he was on the outside of them, he just might get a little bit of trouble at the bend, but he ran on well. I mean, he's a really genuine, honest-to-God dog. He's a great dog to own.
And in a €10,000 final next week?
Well, just being in the final, that's what it's all about. Forget the money, Seriously, we're just so pleased to be here. It's been great,
The second semi-final of the J.Casey Open 575. 1, Shelbourne Dell. 2, Davern Chief. 3, Dundrum Prince. 4, Dita Davy. 5, Carmenite. 6, Blue Panther. The hare behind traps. The favourite goes from 5. Away to go. He's away quite well, but it's 6, Blue Panther flying up on the outside. 3, Dundrum Prince going up in the middle, but Carmenite is well positioned in between them. On the corners, Carmenite gets around in front. The race looks over at this stage. It's 5, Carmenite leads. 3 in second place, Dundrum Prince. Then comes 6, Blue Panther. Number 2, Davern Chief is next. Into the third bend, and it's number 5. That's Carmenite. From 3 in second place, Dundrum Prince. 6 is challenging Blue Panther, and 1 begins her run from behind Shelbourne Dell. But it's 5 out front. He's hardly going to be caught now. That's Carmenite. He's going to win this one. It's going to be mighty close for second. 1-1. Shelbourne Dell comes with a flying late run to get up for second place. It's close for third. The time, a brilliant 31:30. The result of the second semi-final, a most impressive run from number 5, Carmenite, owned by Jason Pollard. Second, number 1, Shelbourne Dell, and third, number 3, Dundrum Prince. The time, 31:30.
Well, Shane, we've seen 2 impressive semi-final winners here this evening. We've now also seen the trap draw. What's your prices?
Down the card, we're looking at Shelbourne Dell, trap 1. We make it a 6-1 chance. He's possibly going to be last into the corner, so we're looking at coming behind all 5 dogs. Trap 2, Chestnut Jet, came from a real imperious position at the first bend tonight to come through and win well in the end, but we're going 11-4. Dundrum Prince, plenty of early pace, 9-2 chance. Reigning Champ, the outsider of the 16, 20-1 with Paddy Power. Trap 5, Mr. Mercedes, ran a bit flat tonight, Ian, but we see him a 9-2 chance. But our favourite, and a firm favourite, at 7-4, Carmenite, on the back of a real impressive performance tonight. That's the way we look at it.
And now it's time to look at the fixtures for the remainder of the week. On Thursday, Clonmel hosts the semi-finals of the IGB Unrace Stake. Then on Friday at Newbridge, it's also the semi-finals of the Millhouse Marathon, and Dundalk hosts the semi-finals of the Open 670. On to Saturday, Shelbourne Park sees the conclusion of the John J.Casey 575 and the first round of the Joe Dunn Memorial. Galway hosts the final of the Stanley Racing Open 525 and the first round of the Heineken Stake, whereas the Pop Gun International takes place at Thurles. Then on to Limerick for the final of the Shelbourne Stud 2-year-old Stake, and the Guinness Trophy gets underway at Cork. For quick and concise information on Greyhound form, race cards and a multitude of data, visit the Irish Greyhound website at www.igb.ie. Next week we have racing action from the semi-finals in Clonmel and Dundalk, the finals from Shelbourne Park, Galway and Limerick, and not forgetting that international night in Thurles.